Let us begin with the sentence that changed everything. Chris Hemsworth, sitting on the SmartLess podcast in February 2026, said 6 words that the entire MCU fandom heard simultaneously and immediately lost their collective mind over. He said, "We have some ideas to do something pretty unique again." And then added, "I was talking to Kevin Feige about it." 6 words and a name. That is all it took. Because when Chris Hemsworth says he has been talking to Kevin Feige about doing something pretty unique with Thor, after 15 years of playing one of the MCU's most beloved characters, and after appearing in Avengers Doomsday with more emotional weight than any previous Thor appearance, that is not idle conversation. That is the most deliberately chosen sentence an MCU actor has ever delivered in a podcast interview. And it is the beginning of the Thor 5 story. Here is the complete picture of where Thor stands in 2026 and why this is genuinely the most exciting moment in the character's solo film history, since Kenneth Branagh cast Chris Hemsworth as a god in 2011. Thor is about to appear in Avengers Doomsday on December 18th, 2026. The Russo brothers confirmed his role is central. The trailer showed him praying for the strength to return home to his daughter Love, not as a warrior, but as warmth. The single most emotionally devastating Thor characterization in the franchise's entire run. If he survives Doomsday, and his SmartLess comments strongly suggest he does, he goes directly into Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. And then, post-Secret Wars, after the MCU has completed its soft reboot and streamlined its continuity, Thor 5 arrives in Phase 7 as one of the first standalone films of the new era. Now let us talk about the most exciting creative development in this entire story. Taika Waititi, who directed Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, confirmed in 2025 that he will not be returning for Thor 5. And while Ragnarok was a genuine creative triumph that reinvented the character for a modern audience, Love and Thunder overcorrected so severely into comedy that even Hemsworth himself acknowledged it publicly. On the SmartLess podcast, he said, "With Love and Thunder, it was kind of like a Monty Python sketch, and we took the piss probably a little too much, and there was some backlash," which is the most diplomatically honest self-assessment any MCU actor has ever delivered about their own film on a podcast. But here is what that honesty signals. It signals that Thor 5 is not going to be another Monty Python sketch. It signals that the dramatic turn, the emotional weight, the character complexity, is coming back in a way that Love and Thunder completely abandoned. The name circulating as Taika's replacement is one that genuinely transforms the conversation about what Thor 5 could become. George Miller, the director of Mad Max Fury Road, the filmmaker who made arguably the greatest action film of the last 30 years, who worked with Hemsworth on Furiosa, who gave Hemsworth one of the most physically and dramatically committed performances of his career outside the MCU. Hemsworth and Miller have a creative relationship that produced something extraordinary, and industry reports suggest Miller has been in talks with Marvel about taking on Thor 5. If that happens, Thor 5 becomes not just the next MCU Thor film, it becomes one of the most anticipated action films of the decade. Now let us talk about what the story of Thor 5 could actually be. Hemsworth himself described the trajectory perfectly. Kevin Feige told him audiences now expect dramatic turns with the character. Thor 1 was a hero's origin. Thor 2 was a villain's playground. Ragnarok was an anarchic reinvention. Love and Thunder went too far into comedy. The dramatic pendulum has been swinging, and after Doomsday, after a film where Thor prays to be something gentler for his daughter, and then presumably has to become something harder for the world, the dramatic turn available to Thor 5 is the most interesting one the character has ever been offered. Thor is a father now. Love, his adopted daughter, is the emotional centre of everything he does. A Thor 5 built around the relationship between a god who cannot die watching his mortal daughter grow old, the specific horror of immortality that no Thor film has ever truly confronted, is a film that could make every previous Thor film feel like a warm-up. Tom Hiddleston returning as Loki, in some form, has been reported by multiple sources, which raises the question of which Loki. The character died in Avengers Infinity War, but has existed across timelines and variants and the entire Disney Plus Loki series. The specific Loki from the television show, who sacrificed himself to hold the multiverse together, could theoretically appear in Thor 5 in a way that pays off 6 years of streaming storytelling in a single theatrical scene. And if Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, who died in Love and Thunder, remains dead, or is resurrected by Secret War's multiverse reset, that decision shapes the emotional landscape of Thor 5 more than any other casting choice. Brett Goldstein, who played Hercules in Love and Thunder's post-credits scene, is expected to have a significant role in Thor 5. The Ted Lasso actor, who delivered the single most startling post-credits reveal in Phase 4, has been confirmed as a returning character. And Hercules in the comics is one of Thor's most compelling ongoing rivals. Not a villain exactly, but a god whose competitive relationship with Thor generates stories that do not require a world-ending threat to be compelling. Thor vs. Hercules, two sons of gods, in a George Miller-directed action film after the emotional devastation of Doomsday and Secret Wars, is the specific creative combination that could make Thor 5 the best film in the character's solo run. No official title. No confirmed release date beyond Phase 7 speculation. No confirmed director. But Chris Hemsworth confirmed to Kevin Feige and to the entire world in February 2026 that Thor has a couple more chapters left. And whatever those chapters are, they will not be a Monty Python sketch. 15 years, 9 appearances, one father praying to come home as warmth. The god of thunder is not done. And from what we are hearing, the storm is only just gathering.